The Joe Rogan Experience.
I went to Maui not too long ago, maybe 4 months ago.
Maui's awesome.
Yeah, it's all. But we went to the place where the hurricane, where the fires were.
Fires.
Blew my mind, man.
It's still nothing, right?
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was unbelievable to see what had occurred, you know, and just like, it's crazy how quickly we just how we move past certain tragedies, you know. Like,
right.
We don't mean to. It's just the news cycle does, and you know we get kind of addicted to the news cycle, and so then it's kind of hard, you know. But it was.
I'll tell you one thing. The way the administration handled that, I think, put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. While at the same time they're sending all that money to Ukraine, I think that was a big problem with the Biden administration when they did that. I think you can't do that. You can't, while you're sending all this money overseas, ignore the people that are here. Because then it's like, why are you deciding in this manner that you don't want to help people that were hit with one of the biggest wildfire tragedies ever? Why are you deciding to give them $700? Like,
especially in one of the most beautiful places that our country has to even exist. It's
not
like,
only that, but you're not protecting them from potential land grabs, right? Because one of the things that's going on with this is like they got to do insurance and they go through insurance and this and that. But meanwhile, these people are still paying mortgages. So, like, what happens?
And it's hard to figure out there, Joe, because a lot of people, they live as like second and third generations, all living in the same home.
Right.
And they've also, a lot of, you know how Hawaii is, they'll like take little pieces of land. It's like, you know, people will build like something small and just live in somebody else's yard, that kind of thing. It's very like, you know.
Well, there's only so much land, but the problem is the land where that fire hit was very valuable.
Oh, yeah. It's like this perfect, like slope heading, looking down at the ocean.
What I would be fearful of, and if I was someone that was working in the government that wanted to protect people from being victimized, I would say, hey, let's make sure that this land doesn't get snatched up. Right. Let's make sure that these people get their land back.
That'd be the first thing I would say.
Like if they all want to sell out to a resort and they make a decision on their own, you know, that's one thing. But if they get hit with a wildfire and then all of a sudden it takes forever for them to rebuild, they don't have the finances to rebuild, maybe there's a struggle with insurance, maybe, who knows? Maybe you didn't pay your insurance that month, who knows? And now all of a sudden this land gets snatched up and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because if they just, like, one of the things that the governor was talking about was like turning it into a park or something like that. What did he say? Acquiring it for the state? What was his exact term that he said? But he said it like right after the tragedy. It was like, dude.
This is not the time to say it.
It's not the time to ever say it. It's not the time to ever say you're going to take people's land and turn it into a park because they just got hit by a fire. Yeah. So now you used to live in this amazing place with a killer view. Not anymore. Yeah. Now the government's going to take your land. Why? Because you got in a tragedy. What?
Yeah.
Like I got double fucked? You got double fucked. You don't even get to keep the land? Like you can't even rebuild there? No, not anymore. There was a tragedy here. Like, wait a minute.
Well, I think that's a weird thing when you don't feel like as a person that your government is going to support you. I think that's probably like a feeling why.
Bro, that sounds like the opposite. It's like your government's trying to rob you.
Right.
Like, did you find it? Find the quote that he said? We got to read the quote because the quote is like, it made so many Hawaiians so pissed off. Tulsi was so pissed off. BJ was pissed off. Yeah. Everybody was like, this is crazy. Like, how can you say that right after a tragedy like this?
Yeah, I remember I went there. I just walked up to the fire department that was like up the hill from there.
Oh, man.
And I just walked up and I was like, hey, I would like to, is there any way that I could go see what happened?
When I was looking for it, this says that the video is shortened and it makes the comments distorted.
It distorts Hawaii governor's comments about the state buying land in Lahaina. So what are the actual? What did he actually say though? I'm already thinking about ways for the state to acquire that land, so that we could put it into workforce housing, to put it back to families, or to make it open spaces in perpetuity as a memorial to people who are lost. We want this to be something that we remember after the pain passes as a magic place, and Lahaina will rebuild. A tragedy right now is the loss of life. The buildings can be rebuilt over time. Even the banyan tree may survive. But we don't want this to become a clear space where then, yes, people from overseas come and decide they're going to take it. The state will take it and preserve it first.
So maybe some of their goal was to preserve it.
Hold on a second. Say that again. Scroll back. This is interesting. But we don't want this to become a clear space where then, yes, people from overseas come and decide they're going to take it. The state will take it and preserve it first. I think what they're probably worried about then is the banks grabbing it. So them saying that the state could take the land might be to prevent the banks from grabbing it and selling it and putting something there. But it still seems like overreach if you're living in the fucking place where the state's going to take the land.
Well, it'd be very scary as just a regular person. Like, so I'm going to lose. So I'm either going to lose my land from to here or to here.
Right. Like, where am I going now? Like, what am I doing? You know? And you don't hear anything about it.
Yeah, you just don't anymore.
We looked it up once. There was a time where the government accidentally oversent money to Ukraine. They sent them $6 billion they shouldn't have sent. Yeah. So we looked up how much would it have cost to rebuild every house in Maui from the fires. It's $5 billion. So the extra money that they accidentally sent to Ukraine, they could have sent there and rebuilt every house and had $1 billion left over.